everybody, welcome to another episode of Markets and Matchups. Ryan is clearly not with us. He's across USA and Canada watching the World Cup, so potentially when he's back, we'll chat a little bit about the soccer. But for now, let's jump into the markets and then we can chat footy. Okay, Luke, time to chat about the markets. What global themes should investors be keeping an eye on?
Well, the big thematic that's been driving markets now for a long time is the AI thematic and the build out of the hyperscaler infrastructure around that, data centers and all the power and water and infrastructure that comes with it. Any companies exposed to that thematic doing really well, and that's what's really driving, in particular, the US markets, the South Korean markets, the Taiwan markets, anything with chips, power, water, energy exposed to data centers, just a massive thematic right now.
Okay, great. So that's the sectors that investors should be going into.
It's the sector investors should be looking out for. And the hard part for Australian investors is we don't have much of that exposure on the ASX. The way people have played it domestically is more through electrical contractors and that power side of things. Some of the resources companies have benefited from, higher use of copper and the uranium guys on the expectations that more power will be required. But unfortunately, the Aussie market, we don't have those forward edge sort of AI cutting, chip companies or cutting edge AI software companies. So we've sort of been left behind the ASX in a lot of ways. Over the past sort of 6-12 months. So that's something that I think investors do need to be paying attention to, like from an index level, what's underneath the surface and what's, sort of making up these broad markets.
Absolutely. And speaking of the Australian market, how have things been looking the last week or so? Yeah,
look, just sort of bumbling along, to be honest. The ASX sort of, be up 0.5%, down 0.5%, and sort of, as I said, really lagging those global peers, which the SpaceX IPO was this big event in the US, and as I said before, Korean markets hitting all-time highs. There's a lot of excitement around that AI trade, and because we don't have that domestically, I think it has just been a little bit more subdued, and the market's sort of just bouncing along and really just seeing sector rotations where one day, on interest rate fears, the market will sell off the banks and buy the miners, sell off the miners, buy the supermarkets, and money's just sort of moving around without any real direction on the ASX. So fingers crossed that can change in the back end of the year. But for now, just sort of bumbling along.
Okay, great. Okay, an exciting week for you, not so much for me with the Panthers loss, but the Knights won 22-20, Dragons.
Yeah, we got up. I mean, I think we were expected to win by a bit more, but no Kalen Ponga, no Dylan Lucas backing up from Origin. It was scrappy, but I think you always just take the 2 points through this sort of Origin bye rounds, and I think back in the top 4, so happy with that. Yeah,
absolutely. And there was a few close games. Panthers obviously lost to the Raiders. It was the Raiders, wasn't it? Titans, sorry, I get confused. It was 19-18. Bulldogs won versus Manly.
Yeah, another field goal game as well, 13-12. So, some close games. There were a few blowouts. I think Storm beat the Raiders 38-20, I think, and the Warriors put a decent score on the Cowboys too. And that was my highlight of the week. I'm not sure whether you saw that, but they played in the new stadium over there.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
It was really cool, I need to go and look that up. But like a new dome stadium.
Oh, okay, great.
I don't know how much it cost them, but New Zealand government, thumbs up from me. Looked really awesome.
Maybe a New Zealand trip coming soon.
But a packed stadium full of Waz fans. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, wow, the atmosphere would be great. Okay, any key players?
Well, following on from that, Sean's Nickel Clockstad for the Warriors scored a hat trick. I think he scored it within like 20 minutes or something like that. It was pretty crazy and might have ended up with 4 tries. But he's sort of been on the outer a bit this year. He was their fullback, got hurt, sort of trying to force his way back into the team. So it was good to see him get a spot and score a few tries.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if I have any key players. I didn't really watch too many games, but once the Panthers lost, I kind of just lost to the Titans. I thought, okay,
they rested all their
anymore.
Stars, and so I think the Panthers system is so good. They're always going to be competitive no matter what. But once they rested all those Blues players, it was sort of a bit of a write-off week for them.
For sure. Thank you for watching another episode of this week's Markets and Matchups. We'll join you next week for more finance and footy.